The fluorescent lights of the boardroom hummed, casting a sterile glow on the polished mahogany table. Across from Liam, Caleb sat with an unreadable stillness, a man carved from discipline and ambition. He was no longer the boy from college, all frayed edges and quiet desperation. Now, he was the primary investor, the one holding all the cards. The project manager, oblivious to the history simmering between them, prattled on, trying to lubricate the deal with forced pleasantries. He eventually landed on their shared alma mater, a prestigious university on the East Coast. The manager mentioned hearing that Mr. Hayes and Mr. Anderson had attended at the same time, wondering aloud if their paths had ever crossed. Liam answered before the silence could become awkward, his voice cool and even. He stated they hadn't known each other. Across the table, Caleb's gaze lifted, a flicker of something sharp and indecipherable in his eyes, but Liam didn't meet it. From the moment Caleb had walked into the room, Liam knew the deal was likely dead. A man wouldn't partner with someone he'd once despised so thoroughly. As the meeting concluded, the project manager turned to Caleb, his tone hopeful, asking for his decision. Caleb rose slightly, his eyes locking onto Liam's, holding him in a long, weighted silence. Liam braced for the rejection. But then, a calm, clear voice cut through the tension. Caleb agreed to the terms. Liam had to double-check that he hadn't misheard. After receiving confirmation, he found himself swept up in the project manager's excitement, who was now pouring celebratory glasses of scotch. As Liam lifted his glass for a toast, a hand closed around his wrist. It was an instinctive gesture from Caleb, a ghost of a habit formed years ago when he would run interference for Liam's low tolerance for alcohol. Caleb seemed to want to say something, but the words wouldn't come. Slowly, under the curious stares of everyone at the table, his grip loosened. He no longer had any right. In the end, Liam drank every glass set before him. Waiting for his car on the curb, the city lights blurring at the edges, he saw Caleb was there, too. A wave of alcohol-fueled recklessness washed over him, and for a moment, he thought he saw Caleb running toward him. A voice called his name, Liam. Just as he heard it, Alex's sleek black sedan pulled up. As Liam opened the passenger door, Caleb caught his arm, stopping him. Alex rolled down the window, his voice a familiar, easy drawl. "Hey, you getting in?" The next moment, Caleb's eyes were shadowed with a raw vulnerability, his grip on Liam's arm tightening. He asked, in a voice so low it was almost a whisper, if Liam didn't want him anymore. College had been a different world. Liam had noticed Caleb on the first day, a stark figure in a simple white button-down, tall and possessed of a quiet intensity that set him apart from the boisterous campus crowd. He was signing up for a work-study program, his head bowed, exposing the pale, elegant line of his neck. He was like a swan, proud and untouchable. Liam, who had never wanted for anything, decided he wanted him. He used his resources to learn everything he could about Caleb's schedule and habits, hoping for an opening. But Caleb was a ghost, moving between classes and the university library with monastic focus. Undeterred, Liam, who had never been a dedicated student, began haunting the library himself, armed with textbooks. He always chose a seat near Caleb, feigning confusion over coursework and passing notes with questions. Caleb, ever polite, would meticulously write out detailed solutions and pass them back. Through these silent exchanges, they became reluctant library pen pals. The more time Liam spent observing him, the more he noticed the signs of Caleb's financial strain. He subsisted on one cheap meal a day from the dining hall, his textbooks were worn, and he didn't own a laptop. Liam couldn't stand it. He began following Caleb to the dining hall, always ordering too much food and pushing the extra plate toward Caleb under the guise of a mistaken order. He would slip protein bars and snacks into Caleb's backpack when he wasn't looking. After a week, Caleb finally confronted him over lunch, his expression guarded as he asked why Liam was doing these things. Liam, pushing a piece of grilled chicken from his plate onto Caleb's, had thought his intentions were perfectly clear. When Caleb confessed his confusion, Liam stated it plainly, without a hint of subtlety. He was trying to ask him out. He didn't understand then that pursuit required finesse. He had simply scared Caleb away. For days, Caleb was absent from the library. Liam waited, a week stretching into an eternity of empty chairs. Defeated, he went to a dive bar downtown to drown his frustrations, only to find Caleb there, working as a barback. Bolstered by whiskey, Liam approached him, asking why he'd stopped coming to the library. Caleb, startled, took a step back. The small movement was a physical blow. Caleb mumbled something about needing the hours at his new job, his face obscured by the bar's dim lighting. Liam sat at the bar, fidgeting, an uncharacteristic hesitation seizing him. He finally managed to ask if Caleb had considered his offer. The silence stretched. After a moment, Caleb calmly polished a glass, his voice devoid of emotion as he said he hadn't, and he wouldn't. Liam felt a familiar pang of rejection and pressed on. His cheeks flushed, asking if it was because he didn't like men, or if he just didn't like him. Caleb finished with the glass and stepped out from behind the bar, his face a calm, impenetrable mask. He told Liam he just didn't like him. Liam's exit was clumsy, a churning in his stomach mirroring his bruised pride. He stumbled out into the night and collapsed under a tree. He was vaguely aware of hulking shapes gathering around him before he could pull himself together. Comments floated in the hazy air about him being a pretty boy, maybe one of the rent boys from the club. A greasy hand reached for him, and Liam tried to scramble away, but his limbs wouldn't cooperate. The man grabbed his chin, another hand reaching for the hem of his shirt. Suddenly, a different hand, lean and calloused, shot out and shoved the man away. A quiet but firm "get lost" was all it took. The group, regulars used to getting their way, didn't hesitate. Fists flew towards Caleb. Fueled by a surge of drunken courage, Liam tried to join the fray, but before he could land a punch, Caleb had him by the collar, lifting him like a stray cat and depositing him into a parked car, locking the door. The sounds of the fight continued outside until the bar's owner intervened. Much later, Caleb remembered him. Through the blurred window, Liam could see he was hurt. Acting on instinct, he pulled a silk handkerchief from his pocket, opened the car door that Caleb had now unlocked, and gently took Caleb's hand, carefully wrapping the bruised knuckles. Caleb didn't pull away, so Liam grew bolder, blowing softly on the wound, a gesture he remembered his nanny doing when he was a child. He was too drunk to register the flicker of surprise and tightly controlled emotion in Caleb's eyes. In the end, Caleb took him home. Liam, draped over his back, mumbled into his ear, asking if he was sure he didn't like him. Caleb's response was a flat "I don't." Liam pointed out that he was still carrying him. Caleb explained it was just a sense of duty. Liam later found out that the fight had cost Caleb his job at the bar. The news brought a tangled mess of guilt and a renewed, stubborn flicker of hope. He must care at least a little. The next time Liam saw him was at the hospital. Caleb was pleading with a man, explaining that his grandmother's surgery fee was still short. The man, his uncle, waved his hands dismissively, blaming a tight-fisted wife for his inability to help. Caleb's eyes were full of contempt. As whispers started among the people in the waiting room, the uncle, flustered, threw a few $100 bills at Caleb's feet. He told Caleb it was all he could do before muttering insults about the dying old woman and her useless grandson. Caleb seemed accustomed to the humiliation, quietly bending to pick up the money. He looked thinner, worn down. Liam's heart ached. He approached, and the look of sheer panic in Caleb's eyes when he saw him was something Liam was too young and too selfish to understand. He didn't see fear, he saw an opportunity. He saw Caleb's problem and knew he was the solution. So he made his offer a simple, brutal transaction. He would help if Caleb would be with him. Caleb froze, and the expression on his face was not joy. It was, Liam would realize years later, the look of quiet, soul-crushing shame. The grandmother's surgery was a success, and Caleb returned to campus. They were, for all intents and purposes, together. Caleb would save a seat for Liam in the library and they would eat their meals together. He no longer resisted Liam's proximity. But beyond that, he remained a fortress. If Liam didn't initiate conversation, they could go an entire day in silence. Liam knew Caleb didn't love him. He bought Caleb the most expensive birthday gifts and took him to Michelin-starred restaurants. Caleb resisted at first, but eventually gave in to Liam's persistence. It was a bitter harvest. Liam was focused on giving him the world, never stopping to ask if he wanted it. One Friday evening, Liam went to Caleb's dorm room to find his bed stripped and empty. He had moved out. As Liam turned to leave, he overheard Caleb's former roommates. Their words were sharp and mocking, speculating about which rich benefactor was keeping him. Sneering that he must have moved out from the shame of it all. Glad he was gone before he ruined the department's reputation. Struck cold, Liam pulled out his phone. The top post on the campus gossip forum was a thread dissecting every detail of Caleb's supposed arrangement. Thousands of comments, full of vile speculation and outright slander. Caleb had been enduring this, and he had never said a word. Guilt and fear churned in Liam's stomach. He sent a frantic text, asking where Caleb was. When there was no reply, he called in a favor and got an address. He arrived at a rundown apartment off campus in the pouring rain. The look on Caleb's face when he opened the door was glacial. A chill that had nothing to do with the storm outside seeped into Liam's bones. He started to apologize, but his voice was drowned out by Caleb asking if he wanted to break up. The words caught in Liam's throat. His heart felt like it had been kicked into an icy river. As the rain beat against the window, Caleb suddenly pulled him into a fierce embrace, his chest a furnace against Liam's cold skin. His hand gently stroked Liam's back, his voice softening as he admitted he was just kidding, telling him to come inside out of the cold. Liam's heart, which had plummeted, slowly floated back into place. He pulled away slightly, promising he wouldn't be so overbearing anymore. He would clear up the rumors and wouldn't crowd him on campus. He added that he hoped Caleb would also honor their agreement, deliberately sidestepping the joke that hadn't felt like one at all. Caleb looked at him for a long moment before agreeing in a rough, quiet voice. Liam felt a wave of relief. The next day, the forum posts vanished, all discussion of Caleb suppressed. But he didn't move back into the dorm. Liam, thinking he had smoothed things over, started showing up at the apartment frequently. The place was small and dated, a reflection of Caleb's tight budget. Liam stopped buying expensive gifts, instead helping to furnish the apartment to make it more comfortable. Gradually, the space filled with a high-end gaming console, vintage car models, premium snacks, and complex Lego sets. He only later realized these were all things that he liked. Caleb never commented, but he didn't seem angry either. One night, Liam fell asleep on the couch after a late gaming session and woke up in Caleb's arms. After that, it became an unspoken arrangement that they were living together. On Liam's birthday, he introduced Caleb to his friends for the first time at an exclusive rooftop restaurant. He proudly presented Caleb as his boyfriend. In their circle, same-sex relationships were not uncommon, but they were usually fleeting dalliances, not brought to formal gatherings. Liam wanted Caleb to know he was important. As the night wore on, the toasts became more frequent. Liam was starting to feel the effects when someone grabbed the glass from his hand. It was Caleb, his eyes dark, his voice low as he said he would drink for him. The table erupted in knowing chuckles, and more drinks were pushed his way. Caleb drank them all, his face flushed. Someone drunkenly called for them to kiss. Liam leaned in, his heart pounding. Caleb suddenly looked down, his expression unreadable. As their lips were about to meet, a voice called Liam's name. It was Alex. Caleb's focus sharpened, and he quickly turned his head away. Liam, annoyed at the interruption, turned and saw Alex leaning casually against the doorframe. He started to run to him, a lifetime of habit, but stopped short. He instinctively glanced back at Caleb, who wasn't watching him. Alex, slightly surprised by his hesitation, ruffled Liam's hair. He teased him about growing up and not even inviting him to his birthday. Liam explained he hadn't known Alex was back in the country. Alex just smiled and took the seat beside him. Everyone at the table knew Alex, and the conversation shifted to him. Liam, wanting to formalize things, turned to his oldest friend and said, "Alex, this is my boyfriend, Caleb." Alex looked Caleb over with a polite but assessing gaze and said hello. Caleb nodded a greeting in return. That was the extent of their interaction. At the end of the night, a waiter brought out a cake, along with a gift from the restaurant, a brand new Cartier watch. Caleb's face went pale as he stared at it. After the waiter left, Alex presented his own gift, a rare, limited-ion model of Liam's favorite sports car, nearly impossible to find in the States. Liam, thrilled, began tinkering with it, not noticing Caleb quietly slip away from the table. Alex watched him go and then followed. They met in the sterile quiet of the men's room, their reflections staring back at each other in the mirror. Alex broke the silence first, confirming Caleb's name. As he turned on the faucet, the sound of rushing water providing a cover for their conversation, he asked if Caleb was with Liam because of the help he'd received. He pointed out that Caleb hadn't even gotten him a birthday present. He asked if he felt any shame. Caleb's hand tightened on a small box hidden in his pocket. He said nothing. Alex, a veteran of a world built on power and perception, saw Caleb's insecurity. He pressed further, asking if Caleb knew anything about Liam's family, his passions, his dislikes, or if he could provide the life Liam was accustomed to. Caleb's eyes reddened, and he retorted with a hint of defiance that Liam had pursued him first. Alex laughed. He acknowledged that Liam was certainly infatuated, but then he drew a parallel. He explained that Liam had loved many things before. Racing, polo, anything that gave him a thrill. He would spend fortunes and endless hours on these passions, but his greatest weakness was that he lost interest quickly. His favorite race car held his attention for just over a year. Alex let the question hang in the air. How long did Caleb think Liam's affection for him would last? Caleb's face grew paler with every word. Alex watched his composure crumble, then turned off the water and dried his hands. His final words were delivered like a verdict. Liam could afford to play games, but could Caleb? He advised him not to get attached to things that weren't his. After Alex left, Caleb stood alone for a long time. He took the small box from his pocket. Inside was a watch, identical to the one from the restaurant, but this one was engraved on the back with Liam's initials. He traced the letters carefully, as if the rough calluses on his fingers might mar the polished surface. In that moment, all his hard work, the endless part-time jobs, the sleepless nights, felt like a bitter joke. It was just enough to afford something that was, to Liam, a casual starting point. When Caleb returned, the party was breaking up. He silently helped Liam gather his things. As they stood at the restaurant entrance, Liam couldn't help but ask if he had a gift for him. Caleb looked down, his voice cold as he replied, "No." The disappointment was sharp. Liam let his hand fall away from Caleb's. A torrential downpour had started, and there were no cars available on the ride-sharing app. Caleb made no move to take his hand again. The temperature dropped, and Liam shivered. Caleb took off his jacket and draped it over Liam's shoulders. Liam caught his hand, his voice small as he asked if, instead of a gift, he could have a wish. He explained that he was still one short for his birthday. Caleb acquiesced. Liam looked up, his eyes bright with a single, focused hope. "Can I kiss you?" A blush crept up Caleb's neck. Liam took his silence as consent. He leaned in and pressed his lips to Caleb's, a quick, fleeting touch. He searched Caleb's face for any sign of disgust, but found none. Caleb's throat worked, and his voice was rough when he finally spoke. "Be greedier." Liam didn't quite hear him. The next thing he knew, Caleb's hand was at the back of his head, pulling him into another kiss, one that was no longer tentative. It was deep and searching. Through the tangle of their lips, Liam heard him murmur the words again, a desperate plea to be greedier. Content. Liam wrapped his arms around Caleb's waist. The spring rain fell around them. As Caleb's kisses moved to his ear, he whispered, "Liam, happy birthday." After that night, Caleb became even more consumed by work, trying to launch his own startup. He would often return to the apartment in the early hours of the morning. Meanwhile, Liam began visiting Caleb's grandmother, whose health was improving. She was a kind, gentle woman who reminded him of his own grandmother, who had passed away years ago. She taught him how to make dumplings and always had home-cooked meals for him. She didn't know the nature of his relationship with Caleb. As Caleb's business started to gain traction and their college years drew to a close, Liam allowed himself to believe they were truly in love. That belief was shattered the day a pretty, vivacious girl appeared in the grandmother's hospital room. The old woman held her hand, her face beaming as the girl, Chloe, chattered away. When Liam entered, she introduced them. Chloe was Caleb's neighbor from back home. Chloe's smile was bright as she said she'd heard so much about him. 10 minutes later, Caleb arrived. Chloe immediately launched herself at him, clinging to his arm. Caleb, his hands full, couldn't avoid her. He gently tried to disengage, but Chloe held on, forcing him to warn her off with a stern tone. She pouted playfully to the grandmother, complaining about Caleb's grumpy mood. Liam sat to the side, an outsider listening to them reminisce about a shared past he knew nothing of. For the first time, he felt completely out of place. Caleb was quiet, focused on peeling an apple, offering only brief responses. Then Chloe brought up a childhood memory, reminding the grandmother of a time Caleb had made her cry and promised to marry her when they grew up to make up for it. The grandmother laughed, confirming the story. Liam's eyes darted to Caleb, who paused in his task and dismissed it as a childish joke. The conversation then turned to him. His grandmother asked him seriously if he had a girlfriend. Caleb looked up, his eyes meeting Liam's for a brief, fraught moment before he looked away. Afraid she would see the truth, Liam quickly turned his back. Caleb's quiet no hung in the air. His grandmother sighed, telling him not to let her hold him back. Chloe chimed in, assuring her that she would be there for Caleb. Liam quietly excused himself. Caleb came home very late that night. He held Liam in his sleep, but he offered no explanation. Liam later learned there had been a childhood engagement arranged between their families, one that was forgotten after Chloe's father died and her mother remarried. But now Chloe was a student at their university, and the families were reconnecting. It was obvious how much Caleb's grandmother adored her. That Friday, Liam was heading to the hospital when he ran into Chloe. She asked if she could ride with him. He couldn't politely refuse. The moment she was in the car, her sweet demeanor vanished. She told him she knew about his relationship with Caleb, that she had seen the campus forum. Liam slammed on the brakes. Chloe turned to him, her expression one of righteous anger. She demanded that he let Caleb go, insisting that he didn't like men and was only with Liam because he was being blackmailed by his grandmother's illness. She called him disgusting for forcing himself on someone. The accusations came in a rapid-fire volley. She told him Caleb was working on a major project, and if it succeeded, he'd get a huge investment, enough to pay Liam back and finally be free of him. She urged him to walk away if he had any decency. Him of the consequences if Caleb's grandmother found out and had a relapse. Her final word, pervert, hung in the car long after she slammed the door and left. Liam sat there for a long time, his hands gripping the steering wheel. Was that how Caleb saw it, too? He didn't go to the hospital. He went back to the bar where he'd first confronted Caleb and found Alex there. Alex ordered him a lighter drink, sensing his mood. Liam asked him if he thought Caleb had ever liked him. Alex, ever the pragmatist, helped him analyze it. Had Caleb ever said he liked him? Liam thought back to that first night in the bar. No. Had he ever told his friends or family about them? The grandmother didn't know. No. Had they ever planned a future together? No. The answer was obvious. Caleb was home when Liam returned, a rare occurrence. He asked if Liam had been with Alex. Liam nodded, and Caleb's face darkened, but he didn't press the issue. The next morning, a text came from his father. Have you made a decision about the overseas transfer? Liam hesitated, then typed back a single word. Yes. He began to pack. In his distraction, he left his keys behind on his way out and had to go to the university to find Caleb. He found him in a classroom. Just as he was about to enter, he saw Chloe was there too. And then he heard Caleb's voice, clear and sharp. Who could ever love a man? Is sick. It was followed by Chloe's bright, tinkling laughter. Liam turned and walked away. He didn't need the keys anymore. He wouldn't be back. Alex, who also had business abroad, helped with the arrangements. Caleb was away on a business trip, and they didn't see each other before Liam's departure. On the way to the airport, Liam saw a post on Chloe's social media. Thanks to Caleb for taking time out of his busy schedule to see a movie with me. The picture showed her arm linked with someone's. Strangely, he felt nothing. He blocked her number and then called Caleb. Caleb, let's break up. There was a stunned silence on the other end before a quiet okay. Just before he hung up, the final boarding call for his flight echoed through the airport. He knew Caleb had no idea he was leaving the country. When the plane landed, a notification popped up on his phone. A wire transfer for $500,000. The exact amount. It was clear Caleb wanted no lingering ties. Their absurd chapter was finally closed. Now, years later, Caleb stood before him on a New York street, begging. It was a role reversal so stark it felt unreal. Liam reminded him coldly that he was the one who had agreed to the breakup. Caleb refused to let go. He confessed he didn't know Liam was leaving for good. If he had known 5 years of silence would follow, he never would have agreed. He had thought they had more time. Time for him to grow, to become strong enough to stand with Liam openly. But no one is obligated to wait forever. Liam asked him what he wanted now. Caleb's gaze was full of a desperate longing. He wanted him back. Alex, tired of the stalemate, got out of the car, pulled Caleb's hand off Liam, and pushed Liam into the vehicle. He told Caleb they were adults and should know when to let go. He drove away, leaving Caleb standing alone on the sidewalk. In the car, Liam was lost in thought. At a red light, Alex glanced over. He could see right through him, pointing out that Liam was already looking up Caleb's company on his phone. In the intervening years, Caleb had become a titan in his industry, his reach extending globally. It was no surprise their paths had crossed again. Alex asked if he regretted the breakup, if he wanted to get back together. To both, Liam said no. Alex slapped his head lightly, a gesture of exasperated affection. Good. Late-stage devotion is cheaper than dirt. Don't pick it up. Liam didn't respond, staring at the picture of Caleb and Chloe on his screen. They did look good together. To avoid further contact, Liam assigned Alex as the new liaison for the project. Caleb waited for 3 days for a meeting that never happened before sending his own replacement. Then he came to find Liam himself. He appeared at Liam's office, looking travel-worn. He claimed there were project details to discuss, but Liam directed him to Alex. Caleb cut him off, his voice low and strained. Liam, please, don't do this. Liam gathered his things, trying to escape, but Caleb blocked his path. Liam, I love you. The words were spoken with a raw, painful sincerity. It was all Liam had ever wanted to hear, but now it felt like an echo from a past life. He sighed, remembering the shame he'd felt when, years ago, his family's company had faced a crisis. An investor had offered a lifeline, but his price was a night with Liam. The man's leering gaze had made his skin crawl. In that moment, he had finally understood what Caleb must have felt. He pulled his arm free, telling Caleb that he was just experiencing withdrawal, the absence of a long-held habit, that it wasn't love. Caleb vehemently denied it, a deep sorrow filling his eyes. It wasn't that he didn't love him. It was that he didn't dare to. Liam had the wealth and power to walk away at any moment without a scratch, but Caleb's entire world was fragile. He confessed that he had been working relentlessly to be worthy of him, but when he finally felt he was close, Liam was already gone. His voice broke as he begged for another chance. His raw courage reminded Liam of his own youthful recklessness, but some things couldn't be undone. It's too late, Caleb. I'm with someone else now. I don't need you. He added a final, cutting remark. Go home. Your fiancé is waiting. Just then, Alex appeared in the doorway. Caleb left, his shoulders slumped in defeat. Alex saw the flicker of pain on Liam's face and asked if he was heartbroken. Liam denied it. Alex then told him what his research had turned up. Chloe wasn't Caleb's fiancée. She was a fantasist who paid online trolls to create the narrative. The real mystery was why Caleb kept her employed. Liam understood, but it didn't change anything. There was no going back for them. While Chloe's words had hurt, the real reason he'd left was Caleb's grandmother. One day, after a nurse had finished her rounds, the old woman had looked at him with sad, knowing eyes. She told him it was time for them to end things. She knew. She explained that her grandson's life had already been so hard because of her. She couldn't bear for his future to be filled with judgment and scorn. Her eyes filled with tears as she pleaded with him. How could he refuse her? He was always a sucker for a heartfelt plea. In that moment, he knew it was over. He had been too young, too naive, to understand that the world didn't bend to his will. His family's crisis, his father's subsequent illness. It had all forced him to grow up, to take responsibility. Without Alex's help, he would have lost everything. Alex had said he was only repaying a kindness Liam's father had once shown him. They had made a pact. Liam would act as a shield against the endless stream of suitors his family pushed on him, and Alex would mentor him in business. Liam knew Alex wasn't interested in him. He'd accidentally discovered they were both gay. He'd once seen Alex being kissed in a dark corner of a bar by a volatile-looking young man with blue hair. Alex hadn't resisted. Liam had fled before he saw more, and Alex never knew. The project moved forward smoothly with Alex as the contact. But a week later, Alex abruptly handed the job over to a junior associate. At the project's launch event, Liam saw why. Caleb's new liaison was the same man from the bar, his hair now a respectable black, his demeanor polished in a tailored suit. During the Q&A, a reporter blindsided Liam, asking about a secret college romance. Was it with Mr. Anderson? Were the rumors of coercion true? Was this collaboration a continuation of a private affair? The press swarmed, the questions turning into accusations of bullying and exploitation. In a corner, Liam saw Chloe, a smug look on her face. The event descended into chaos. Suddenly, Caleb was at his side, taking the microphone. His voice, warm and steady, filled the room. "We were in love," he said. "There was no coercion, no bullying, and no arrangement. We were equals. We were then and we will be in the future." The bombshell of a rising business star publicly coming out sent the room into a frenzy. More reporters surged forward. Caleb grabbed Liam's hand and pulled him through the crowd. In the confusion, Liam tripped and fell. He heard a sickening crack from above. He looked up to see the massive crystal chandelier plummeting towards him. He didn't feel the impact. Caleb had thrown himself over him, taking the full force. Blood pooled on the floor around his head. Caleb woke up in the hospital 2 days later. The first thing he did was grab Liam's hand, his voice raspy. "Liam? Are you here?" Liam assured him he was fine. With Alex and his team managing the fallout, public opinion had already shifted. Chloe was in police custody. At the mention of her name, Caleb's face tightened with disgust. Liam, still believing there had been some affection there, brought up the past, including the moment he had overheard Caleb saying he hated men. Caleb was genuinely confused. He swore he had never said such a thing. After an hour of piecing together memories, Caleb recalled the situation. Chloe had asked for his help running lines for a play her drama club was putting on. He remembered finding the dialogue strange and refusing to continue. He never imagined it was the beginning of a years-long manipulation. He had kept her at his company because she was his only connection to Liam, feeding him doctored photos and fabricated stories that Liam was still in contact with her. He had clung to that false hope until the day they met again. He held Liam tightly. "Liam, don't leave again, please." Liam didn't pull away, but he didn't answer either. If only their beginning hadn't been so ugly. Caleb came to recuperate at Liam's apartment. Liam felt obligated, given the circumstances. For the first 2 days, Caleb was a model patient. On the third, Liam discovered his limp was fake when he saw him walk across the living room perfectly fine. Then Caleb found the secret. He was holding a small, familiar box. "Liam, what's this?" Liam snatched it from him. Caleb stood his ground, and then his composure broke. Tears fell, silent and heavy. He said that Liam clearly still cared about him. Liam clutched the box, unable to reply. "Years ago, A waiter at the restaurant had found it in the trash. Inside was the watch, engraved with his initials. They had assumed he'd dropped it by mistake. Caleb hadn't thought his gift was worthless. He'd thought it wasn't good enough. He stepped closer, his voice trembling. He could buy him all the models and games he wanted now. He could finally be with him. He confessed how much he had missed him every single day. So please, come back to me. His grief was a mirror of Liam's own. He thought of Caleb's grandmother, her tear-filled eyes. He mumbled that she wouldn't have wanted this for them. At the mention of his grandmother, Caleb went still. "She's gone," he said softly. "She passed away after you left. She didn't wait for me, and you didn't wait for me. I don't have any family left. I've been alone for a very long time." Liam stared at him, stunned. He slowly closed the distance between them. Caleb buried his face in Liam's neck, his tears soaking the collar of his shirt. He said his grandmother wouldn't be happy seeing him like this. He confessed his deepest fear, that with everything Liam had, he was just an insignificant game. "I tried to make myself so heavy that you couldn't throw me away," he choked out. "But I was so stupid. I kept hoping you'd be greedier, that you'd want more than just a kiss, that you'd want my whole life. Come back, please." The last of Liam's resistance crumbled. He relaxed into the embrace. "Okay,